Times were tough, so I sold my soul. And I don't think I'll ever regain control. Devil looked me in the eye and I looked the other way. What else could I do? I just stood at the doorway, knew I'd rather be drunk with you.
Hey Internet, Dracofunk here, and welcome back to my Reusable Space Program, Season 2, Episode 25. And we are back with the space truck as it heads off to Duna. But I'm not here by myself this time. ShaggyB is here with me.
That's right, I've been abducted and sent to space.
Our Kerbals are still back on Kerbin, but...
Also, he asked if I wanted to come along.
So this is the space truck. This is... Henfrey, he's our first space trucker.
Right. It's a good name for a trucker.
I've decided that I need like a fleet of ships that their only job is to take stuff around the Kerbin system. So I'm going to launch a bunch of space trucks, and they're going to be the space truckers.
Sounds good to me.
And so you've seen Cowboy Bebop, haven't you?
I've seen some episodes of Cowboy Bebop. I haven't watched it beginning to end.
Okay. Did you see the Space Truckers episode?
I don't know if I did.
Okay. Well, never mind.
I was thinking more like Convoy, like old guys standing on the moon, damn the double nickel,
Well, while you were talking, I got a Duna encounter, and I've set up I think I set my alarms. Yep, I have alarms going.
That's good.
So I'm going to get my Duna encounter a little bit closer, and I'm doing it now because if you do it now, because of the Oberth effect, it costs less.
Yes.
And I already have a craft on its way to Duna.
Oh, okay. And this one will get there first.
Well, no, I don't think so. I think the other one's is going to get there a couple days ahead.
I do enjoy that we are at a point in the actual real, Earth space program that we're launching vehicles that will get to their destinations sooner than other vehicles we've launched decades ago that are going to the same place.
Yeah.
That's just kind of a fun thing about, progress.
Now I'm messing with the maneuver node trying to fix it, and it's not going well. Actually, what I'm doing is I pull it one way, then I pull it the other way, and it is actually making progress. It's just... If I was better at this game, there's probably one button I could have done to just get it there.
There's probably some back of the envelope calculus you could have done to figure out exactly what to tweak exactly right using math or planning or brain power or something.
But hey, look, now look.
Yeah, force it till it fits. That's a good method too.
Yes. And look, it's only going to cost me 37 Delta V.
That's pretty good.
And I've already have a Duna encounter, and I still have 22,800 Delta V.
Oh yeah, you're good.
So the space truck is it can get you there.
Oh yeah, with room to spare.
So the space truck is bringing 2 fuel tanks for the Duna station.
That might be a little more. Okay, there we go. It's directly there at 10,000 meters per second. It might not quite be the there you were hoping for.
Yeah. So I'm setting up a maneuver for when we get to Duna, and I'll use that as my alarm clock. I've had some issues where, if you set a sphere of influence change alarm, and when you enter time warp, it sometimes changes, and you'll miss your encounter.
Right. Yeah.
But if I set up an alarm with a maneuver node, it will go off at the time it's supposed to.
Okay.
And now I'm just time warping. Now I have several things going on in time warp. I have 2 other vessels. I have one at Eve, and the other interplanetary probe is on its way to Duna, and I think it has just arrived.
Yeah, okay.
So it has 4 engines on it, but because of the space station this isn't a space station, that's actually a surface station that I'm going to land on Duna. I can only use 2 of the engines.
Okay. Well, your crew are just giddy. Or...
they've been on there for like a year, a Kerbin year and a half.
So they're insane now.
So that's a robotic space probe, so they're the only people there.
They're the only people within years.
Well, now they're at Duna, so there are people in the Duna system. I have 2 space stations and several ships. Like I have mining operations going on, and there's even a ship that once they land can like land on the surface of Duna and then take back off and make it back to the space station.
Okay. Like seriously, like what kind of meth did they take with them? Like
the good stuff.
Whatever drugs they're on, I need some. Like
oh, I was going to see. I didn't even look at who is it.
It's
Focus and Valsal.
Valsal. It's like you remember the one Treehouse of Horror Simpsons episode where Homer went crazy and he was in the dark room. Yeah, like that's the face. They're both making that face.
Yeah, I mean,
like all the time.
Well, also because of the way that craft is going, and it's like it's running RCS the whole time in order to stay flying straight. It's probably a bumpy ride.
Well, maybe they're just having a lot of fun then.
Also, for some reason, it's telling me I don't have enough Delta V to complete this maneuver, which I have like 2,300.
Like every time you start it like the red thing goes down. So
I know.
Yeah.
It was. I don't know why it was doing that though.
Maybe it's checking all the engines or something. I don't know.
That could be. There are engines on the surface base that are shut down.
Yeah,
plus
or
the others
just aren't connected to the main fuel supply or something. Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
Either way, I have circularized the orbit. I'm actually, in a later episode, I'll bring it down because I really need to bring this down into like an 80-kilometer orbit, and then I'll detach it, and the base can actually land on its own.
Right.
See, it's telling me I don't have enough Delta V to do this maneuver. It's lying.
It's okay. So General Motors made the fuel gauge, is what we're saying.
That's it.
I have owned 4 General Motors cars based on the same platform, and of those, 3 had a broken gas gauge. And the 4th one, like, the entire rest of the electrical system failed before the gas gauge could.
What was the car that I had the gas gauge didn't work?
It's probably a GM
It was a
car.
GMC, yeah.
They just can't build a gas gauge. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, so I designed this space probe to go and like send relay satellites into systems. And now that I've explored Eve, it's time for it to go to Eve and send some relay satellites there.
All right.
Let's jump back to the space truck.
Looks that way.
The space truck isn't there yet. That's because I've made a mistake. I jumped to the wrong vessel.
Whoops.
I should be at the No, I jumped here because I thought it would be the next one.
Oh, okay.
That's what it was. And now, see, I didn't click jump to vessel, and I should have. I clicked delete and close.
Whoops.
And right now I'm trying to figure out why it stopped when I'm still not there. I'm looking at the alarm clock like, well, the alarm went off. And about now, I'm like, oh, I should be looking at the ship that's at Eve.
Oh, so we're going to have a problem, aren't we?
Not so much. So
Okay.
there's only one ship at Eve, and that is, I named the ship the Manly because
Oh, nice.
I don't remember, like, years ago, Scott Manley created an interplanetary ship, like his first one.
Mm-hmm.
And I based this ship's design off of that.
Oh, okay.
Except I couldn't build it exactly like it because they've changed the way the nuclear engines work.
Mm-hmm.
Like they used to use oxidizer, now they don't. So
Oh, nice.
I
Oh,
had to change.
You got Valentina on this one.
Yeah, I sent Valentina to command the new exploration mission. This is the first crew in this save to go to Eve.
Awesome.
So I have set up a set of rules from henceforth on that I cannot establish anything in a system until it's been explored.
Okay.
The space trucks, since they're going to kind of be like a civilian organization, can't go to any system where they can't be refueled.
Are there way stations? They have a mass limit?
Well, that is what I'm going to set up. I'm going to set up like I guess it's going to be like a space truck stop in orbit. And
There you
I don't know. I was going to name it like Love Station.
go. Yeah, I mean, Space J would be.
That's.
I don't know if that's better or not.
I was going to name the next one Pilot.
Pilot, yeah.
So I guess we'll name the one in Eve orbit Space J.
Space J.
So
Hey,
Space Loves and Space Pilot.
Space
and
Loves.
J.
Isn't there a song called Space Love? Probably a David Bowie song.
Anyway, while we were making fun of that, the Manly has it is returning to Kerbin, and I'm just fixing that. I want to point out that it has 4,000 Delta V currently. It's already has a it is setting up for its Kerbin encounter. It's already flown to Eve from Kerbin.
Nice.
And I'm just setting up. And actually, it already has a Kerbin encounter. That 1300 is just a circularize once it gets to Kerbin.
Okay.
So it's going to be back in the Kerbin orbit still with like 2,700 Delta V, having gone to Eve and back.
You'll have to top off one of the fuel tankers or something.
Well, it'll dock back with Enterprise Station in orbit of Kerbin and refuel there.
Okay.
And hey, the space truck is now in the Duna system.
Awesome.
So I'm just getting I'm just going to circularize here and get a capture, and then I'll bring it in a little bit closer. So the Duna system, I have already, there's a mining station in orbit of Ike.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm collecting fuel from the surface of Ike, and then there's another fuel tanker that will take it into the station that's in orbit of Duna. But I am really low on monopropellant in the Duna system.
Uh-oh. Oh, hey, that's my get ready to... God damn it. Those are my get ready to record the 4-drink minimum alarms. Which clearly don't help because I've been late the last, 6 sessions. Well, the problem is that I've set them too early. Like, this is 15 minutes before we usually start. And so I'm like, I can wait a while. Late.
You need to set it 1 minute till.
I do, yeah. I don't know. I haven't figured out how to psych out my own brain yet as far as alarms go. Like, I'm to the point in my life where I need reminders to plan alarms because I won't remember things. But but I'm not at the point in my life where I understand how my brain will work later, you know? Like I'm not
Yeah.
I don't know myself well enough to know how I will respond to reminders yet because I never used to need them for stuff. It's like early middle age, you know? I'm in my King Arthur phase.
Oh no.
I know, right?
So we've almost got it circularized. It's got the monopropellant tank there, so we can start collecting monopropellant and the ships in Duna won't run out.
That's good.
And then I noticed just about every ship in Duna uses just liquid fuel, so that's why I'm bringing that big tank in.
Okay.
But that's probably where we'll stop with this episode. In the next episode, this ship will rendezvous with the Duna station, and we can get all those tanks where they're supposed to be, refuel the space truck, and send it back. And the Manly should be arriving back at Kerbin next episode. And what else will I do? Some other stuff.
Yeah.
We might even land that surface base.
Sweet.
And
Landing on Eve is a thing. Taking off from Eve is another thing.
well, I'm not there. This is Duna. That's all happening on Duna.
It's just me, or does Duna have kind of a cleft there?
Yeah.
Huh.
That's where I'm going to land.
Ooh.
See you next time.
Good night, everybody.